Let's jump right into this explainer. Today, we are exploring a digital tool that's built specifically for the absolute hardest moments of emotional dysregulation. It's called the Marcus Mood app. If you've ever struggled to actually apply your therapy techniques right when you need them the most, well, this is definitely for you.
You know, this quote right here, it is exhausting when you feel bad. I mean, hit the nail on the head, right? It perfectly captures the universal problem we face. When you're in the middle of a mental health crisis, your brain basically just freezes up. And the issue with standard mental health apps is they usually ask for way too much effort. They want you to log in, type out a journal entry, reflect on your feelings. But when you're spiraling, you literally do not have the cognitive bandwidth for that. You need immediate help, not a homework assignment.
To see how this tool tackles that exact problem, we're going to quickly unpack 4 areas: the crisis moment, the fast-track check-in, the 4D skill matching system, and finally, your personal skills suitcase.
All right, let's start with part 1, the crisis moment, or when everything is just way too much. Think about those standard apps again. They force logins, require mandatory emails, and demand long-typed entries. Research actually points out a staggering 48% dropout rate in standard DBT apps just because of these very hurdles. People get overwhelmed and they just give up. Marcus Mood takes a completely frictionless approach. We're talking no account, no typing, fully offline, and immediate access to the skills that can actually help you right this second.
So, moving right along to part 2, fast-track check-in. This is all about getting support in seconds.
The whole point here is zero cognitive load. This workflow is built for those truly bad days. You don't have to go digging through complex menus. Step 1, you just tap the little lightning bolt, the zap icon, right at the bottom of the screen. Step 2, select the intensity of your preset favorite emotions. And step 3, you're done. The app instantly matches you with a coping skill. 5 clicks maximum. That's the whole shebang.
30 seconds. That is literally all it takes to complete this entire check-in. Under half a minute flat. And think about why that matters so much. Daily tracking of your emotions is absolutely vital for dialectical behavior therapy, or DBT. But let's be honest, it usually feels like a massive chore. By making it this incredibly fast, Marcus Mood turns a tedious therapy assignment into a sustainable daily habit, even when your energy is sitting right at 0.
Okay, part 3, the 4D skill matching system. This is where we go way beyond generic advice.
Instead of an app just blindly telling you to, take a deep breath whenever you feel bad, Marcus Mood acts almost like a digital DBT therapist. It matches you with the exact right skill across 4 specific dimensions. First, the specific emotion, which is drawn from this incredibly detailed list of 111 states based on Plutchik's wheel. Second, the intensity, measured from 0 to 100%. Third, reactivity. And fourth, your please score. Let's look a little closer at those last 2, because they are total game changers.
Reactivity is so crucial here. A primary emotion is just your direct response to a situation, like feeling fear when there's an actual threat. But a reactive emotion, that's a feeling about a feeling. So for example, feeling intense guilt because you are afraid. If you're feeling guilty about being afraid, the app knows you need a skill, like radical acceptance first, to stop the emotional spiral. A basic breathing exercise won't cut it there. It actually treats the root of the spiral, not just the surface symptom. Then there's the Please framework, developed by Marsha Linehan, which reminds us that our biology heavily impacts our cognitive regulation. Please stands for physical illness, eating, alter substances, sleep, and exercise. These are your biological vulnerability factors. Are you sick? Did you skip lunch today? Did you get enough sleep last night?
And the reason the app tracks those biological factors is absolutely staggering. Research shows that having 3 or more active please vulnerability factors, like let's say you're hungry, tired, and fighting off a cold, can increase your emotional reactivity by up to 800%. 800%! No way, right? You are literally a different, much more vulnerable person when your biology is off. So when the app sees you have high vulnerability, it instantly prioritizes stabilization skills over everything else.
Which brings us to part 4, your personal skills suitcase. Time to pack before the storm.
The core DBT philosophy here is pretty straightforward, but so powerful. You pack your bags before the storm hits. When you're calm, when you're thinking clearly, that's when you decide which coping skills work best for you. So when the crisis actually arrives, you don't have to make a single decision. You just open your pre-packed suitcase.
So how does the suitcase actually work? Out of the box, The app comes packed with 167 standard DBT skills. But don't worry, you are not seeing all of those at once. You organize them into matrices based on intensity and how available the skill is to you in that moment. You can even set up different contexts, like you can have a specific setup for when you're at home and a totally different one for when you're on the go. By pre-configuring this stuff, the app ensures you aren't frantically scrolling through 167 skills in a panic. You only see what is strictly useful and actually possible for your exact location and emotional level.
And if you're working with a therapist, this is a real game changer. All of this 30-second daily tracking translates directly into a structured PDF report. There was actually this fascinating study from the NIH that noted during telehealth sessions, 61% of therapists had to ask their patients to awkwardly hold their phones up to the webcam just to see their mood tracking data. I mean, Marcus Mood totally eliminates that by generating a clean, professional PDF. No more relying on vague memories during your therapy sessions. You bring actual hard data to the table.
Now, an absolutely crucial point for a tool dealing with your most sensitive mental health data. It is completely private. This is huge. Your tracking history, your crises, your emotional patterns, they are stored 100% locally on your own device with military-grade AES-256 encryption. Zero cloud servers, no forced email registration. Even the AI Insights feature requires you to bring your own API key, meaning nothing leaves your phone unless you explicitly wire it up yourself. Plus, it completely ditches that predatory subscription model. The core op is free forever, and the pro version is just a single purchase.
So we've seen how friction stops us from getting help, how a 30-second check-in can completely change the game, and the incredible power of a 4D skill matching system that prioritizes your biology and reactivity. Knowing you can build this personalized, completely offline toolkit right now, I want to leave you with this final thought. Are you prepared for the next time it gets hard? Don't wait for the storm to hit to figure it out. Start packing your suitcase today.